Hey all, Sidison here. Happy 4th of July. And this is a very special 4th of July. This is the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. And for this special day, I thought I could do something special. Tell a good old American story. The story of the Shelby Cobra. If you like this kind of video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video around. It really helps me a lot. So, the story starts with a Texas chicken farmer with a heart condition. His name was Carroll Shelby. He was a massive car enthusiast and aviation lover who lived for speed, kind of just like me. He loved racing as a kid and learned how to drive at the age of 15. Afterwards, he decided to join the U.S. Air Force during World War II, flying and instructing B-25s and B-29s. Once the war ended, he decided that he was going to try to be an entrepreneur, trying a shit ton of businesses, like trying to be a chicken farmer, as I previously mentioned. However, none of them really worked, and when all of those really failed, he decided he was going to do what he really loved, racing cars. He raced for a number of different teams, including Aston Martin, and was actually pretty successful despite still having a heart condition. But while driving for Aston Martin, as well as driving Maseratis and decide for amateur racing, he realized something. A lot of these European cars had wonderful handling and elegant bodies, but were very unreliable and had underpowered engines. So he had an idea. Why not merge a small European sports car with a large American V8? He decided that was exactly what he was going to do with the new company he started, ShelbyAmerican. As his heart condition worsened and it prevented him from racing, he decided that he was going to make the fastest sports cars to replace his love for speed. He really wanted to find a very small Austin Healey kind of roadster and put a giant American V8 engine into it. But while he was on the hunt for such a vehicle, he actually stumbled upon a struggling British car company called AC. They were just out of luck as they had trouble trying to find a new engine to put in their new car, the AC Ace, and couldn't keep using their old inline six. Shelby got talking to AC, and they were actually very ecstatic to hear the news about a new V8 being used for their roadster. Shelby first decided to hit up GM to get a V8 engine, since Shelby actually helped test one of their vehicles during his racing years. GM unfortunately denied the idea of supplying engines as they worried that it would eat up sales of their precious boomer car, i.e. the Corvette. So Shelby decided to ask their rival instead, Ford.
There's a lot of designing, testing, and trial runs behind every new innovation or new performance record. How do I know? My name's Carroll Shelby, and performance is my business.
Not wanting to miss this opportunity, Ford pounced on the idea and started sending engines to Shelby. Shelby began work on the AC chassis and soon ended up with the AC Shelby Cobra Mark I in 1962. This was honestly the genesis of the Shelby Cobra and was actually initially offered with a Ford 260 Windsor V8, with later models getting a much better 289 cubic inch V8. In '63, Shelby actually decided to update the steering on the car, which led to what is now known as the AC Shelby Cobra Mark II. This car would be sold untouched for up to 1965, but actually won a shit ton of races in SCCA. In 1964, Shelby decided he wanted his cars to take part in something bigger. He wanted to race in the GT championship and beat Ferrari with their 250 GTOs. Shelby really hated Ferrari and hated how little safety Ferrari had for their drivers. He really wanted to beat them so badly and called on Pete Brock to help turn the Cobra into a car that they could beat Ferrari with. The two sculpted out the Daytona Coupe and decided to enter it into the World Supercar Championship for 1964 and 65. It actually did pretty well and actually won the GT class in 65, before Shelby decided to shift focus and go work on the GT40, as was kind of depicted in the Ford v Ferrari movie. With the development of the GT40 going on, Shelby decided to also work on the Cobra. He was trying to put a bigger engine in it and ended up with the legendary Shelby Cobra 427 in '65. This is honestly the most iconic of the Shelby Cobras, and it's probably what everybody thinks of when anybody mentions the Cobra. It had a massive 7-liter side-oiler V8 engine under the hood, and a chassis that tried to contain that engine. It made a massive 425 horsepower and had a top speed of 164 freedom miles per hour, while most cars were pushing half that power. And if that wasn't enough, there was even a more powerful SC model that pushed horsepower up to 485 horsepower and had a top speed of 185 miles per hour in a literal bathtub. And if it couldn't get any more insane, there was a special supercharged model called the Shelby Cobra Super Snake in 1966, which is considered to be the holy grail of Shelby Cobras. It made a theoretical 800 horsepower, and only 2 were built. One for Carroll Shelby that's still kept in the museum, and the other one being destroyed in an accident by Bill Cosby. But all good things must come to an end, and the last Shelby Cobra rolled off the line in 1967. Most of these Cobras and Daytonas are now hidden inside air-conditioned garages by collectors, and most will honestly never see the light of day. These cars are some of the most legendary American sports cars ever made, and it helped create an automotive icon. Later cars like the Shelby Series 1 and the Dodge Viper took inspiration from the Cobra, but none really had the same aura as the Cobra. However, there's thankfully something called a kit car. Yup, there's a happy ending to this story. Thanks to how iconic this car is and literally how simple it is, it's quite literally a bathtub with a massive V8. Tons of companies actually started replicating the Shelby Cobra. Most of these are actually unlicensed kits that are very similar to the real car, and it can be bought by the average blue-collared man and built in his garage. Though this did lead to some legal battles with Carroll Shelby over intellectual property, most of these are actually fairly inexpensive. There's even licensed replicas of the Shelby Cobra and Daytona built by Superformance and were actually approved by Carroll Shelby, along with ShelbyAmerican themselves making continuation cars that are accurate to the original car. So, the legacy of this car will live on forever, and anybody can actually go out there and buy this great American sports car. Now that's a good American ending. God bless America and happy 4th of July. Stay safe out there, y'all. Goodbye.